What is up, my ducks and drakes? Welcome to the Crawdad Lake. It's been a hot second since I've done a theory video, and it's such a shame because I really enjoy making them and people seem to enjoy watching them. With that, I want to discuss the next episode of Sinner Sides. We get so much build-up time in between episodes. It's hard to not speculate what will come next, unlike with some series where there's an episode once a week, so you don't have to wait and speculate as much. I want to discuss the general plot and events that I think will happen. Now remember, this is a theory, so none of this is set in stone. I'm just using previously given information from the series and from Thomas to give my best non-canon prediction on what will happen. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I post a video such as this every Saturday and a Wattpad Read Aloud every Wednesday. Click the bell so you don't miss out on any of it. One important factor to a theory is the type of episode that is coming up. We are nearing the finale episode of season 2, which means that we will be getting a 2-part episode and we'll be seeing someone's room. Thomas confirmed a while ago that the end of each season would feature both of those things. Knowing that the next episode is the last in season 2, including these 2 major details, is safe to assume. Which side's room would it be though? It's kind of obvious that it'd be our wonderful Prince Roman. In the newest episode, he gets really insecure and sinks out early with no notice. He has been ignored and shunned, and he will finally get emotional support. We could also figure it's Roman because Thomas has said that we could not get Roman's room until we introduce someone. Now, we have met the Duke, and it would make the most sense thinking he was talking of him, because they were hypothetical brothers. Because of this thing that Thomas has said, I, and therefore anyone, can conclude that they share a room. Now, the overall plot of the episode. This one is a bit trickier to get behind because at the time of writing, February 15th, 2021, we don't have much information about the next episode, though I had some ideas floating around since we got Flirting with Social Anxiety back in October. Quick recap from SVS Redux and Flirting with Social Anxiety, but just the parts that are important to us. Roman is super sad because he gave up one of his biggest dreams so that Patton could be happy, only for Thomas to end up not being happy. Janice comes along, he breaks down, and he thinks that he is no longer. Next, we see him at the mall. He is head over heels for this guy, but Virgil keeps him from doing much to talk to him, resulting in Roman being pushed back a bit. He freaking says, "If I am making a mistake, I'll add it to the list." Then, the second biggest blow of the episode comes from when Thomas says he doesn't know anything, especially about himself, and he doesn't know what he wants, which is Roman's job. Then at the end, he gives up his dream guy to make Virgil happy, only for Thomas to admit at the end that his ego is bruised. Then on top of all of this, Thomas questions if they're ready, with Roman's response of, "If he's ready, we're ready," with all this being on top of them ignoring the events in the previous episode. So, to start out this episode, Thomas will make a self-deprecating joke, probably ripping his own pride, undertaking a work or something like that. I'm thinking then that Logan will pop up and say something Logan-ish, like, "Thomas, we already talked about cognitive distortions. You did better than you think." This will result in Virgil popping up and saying something along the lines of, "But I know that Thomas worked hard on that, and he did decently good." They will then figure it had something to do with how he is feeling, and Patton will come up, cheery and such. They will chat, breaking the ice of the problem, when they find that Roman has yet to dramatically pop up. They give him a good introduction, but to no avail. One then finally says, "He's the creativity with the most," or something vague about creativity, for Remus to pop up instead of Roman. Of course, they're all scared that he is there and try handling him, ignoring the fact that they still don't know where Roman is, before Janice comes up and asks where the prince is. Janice, being Janice, is annoyed that they would forget about him. He then asks Remus where he is, knowing they share a room already, for Remus to reply, "Oh, he is fooling around in bed," or something Remus-ish that translates to, he's sad and sulking in our room. Remus could go one of two ways with this. One, stop them from going down, knowing that Roman is secretly wishing that they come and check on him, or two, convinces them to come down and check on him, wanting them to crack Roman more, like they always seem to do. The debate with Thomas throwing in jokes about how he sucks and is useless every couple lines before he says a really hurtful one that cracks them, and they sink to the twins' room. Now that is what I'm thinking for part 1 of the episode. For part 2, they get there and Roman isn't in his regular outfit, but in a baggy sweater and sweatpants, maybe for added effect, laying on the couch with something super unhealthy watching a Disney movie. He realizes that they're there and glows a bit before making eye contact with Janice and turning away. They try talking him into getting up. Finding little success, they try to figure out why he won't. They figure they would compliment him to get up. This just causes Roman to break down or cry or something to show hurt. In all of this, Janice has not been participating, knowing that they are just hurting him because they are complimenting him for their own gain. He tells them this, for Roman to agree. Roman is crushed, but this is followed by a text that Thomas gets from Nico. Thomas then remembers the day they met, asking Roman if he remembers. He, of course, does. Thomas then recalls himself asking if they are ready, and Roman saying that if he is, they are. He debunks this. Thomas goes on talking about how they were not ready. They need to learn to love themselves before they could love others. Though because this is mainly feelings and romance, Pen and Roman come to the compromise of telling Nico they love him, but they aren't ready yet. They spend the rest of the actual video talking about Roman and making him better, and finally making my boy happy. They go back to the living room. Remus was left behind in the bedroom. Janice and Roman talk through some stuff. We get hints of past between Virgil and Janice, and all is good for now. Thomas then turns to the camera after everyone sinks out, talking about how what we do is amazing, and we must love ourselves before we could love and be kind to others. The end card is Roman back in his prince outfit, basically doing the equivalent to him that they did with Pat at the end of nostalgia videos in those end cards. So those are my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. Anything you agree with? Anything you think is outlandish? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you for the continued support of me and my content, because I enjoy making things such as this and I couldn't have gotten this far without you. In the description below there are some social media links like my Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Wattpad, and so much more. There's also a link to my second channel where I go live every once in a while if you'd like to see that. I'll be back Wednesday for a Wattpad Reload and next Saturday for another video such as this. Thank you for watching, and do your best! He freaking says, if I'm making a mistake, I'll add it to the list. Yeah, along with trying to French kiss a chicken, wearing heels in middle school for fun, dating a boy. That's not one of Roman's mistakes. That's a mistake I made. I'm not petty.